parent classes and blends them together in a way that allows you to kind of play out that concept. So the War Priest, for example, takes a bit of fighter and a bit of cleric, blends them together, and adds some new class features like fervor for the War Priest that allows them to really shine and do what the two classes were designed to do. So let's see here. All right. So this one right here, this nasty customer here is this is the shaman, and she has her lizard with her. The shaman takes the the oracle and the witch and blends them together. All of these classes, one of the things we realized, we gave a seminar about this earlier here in the show. All of these classes are pretty metal. Starting out with like the Blood Rager, it's like, you know, he deserves to be painted on the side of a van. And then you've got the Skull playing the music for him. So all of these classes are really quite exciting. Many of them we've gone over quite a bit and we're covering in the preview, so I'm not going to bore you with all of the details. Yeah, all right, so in addition, this book also has a wide variety of archetypes. Each of the new classes gets 4 whole pages of archetypes. But in addition to that, all of the existing classes have at least 1 page of archetypes. So here you see, this is the archetype for the Arcanist, which was just previewed last week. But there's some really exciting stuff in here. There's some archetypes that allow you to, for your other characters, to play with some of the brand new fun mechanics that the new classes get. So if you really like the Arcanist exploits, but you're playing a wizard, there's an archetype for that allows you to kind of play with it, even if you're a wizard. See? Metal. I don't know how he carries that around in the dungeon, but I'm going to assume he's got a dolly or something, or maybe the Blood Ranger carries it.
Roadies.
Roadies, yeah, he's got roadies. Alright, so in addition to archetypes, obviously, this book has a bunch of exciting feats in it. This one allows you to, that particular piece of art is the Skull screaming at a bunch of werewolves, I guess? Yeah. He's so metal, he's making them very sad. Alright, so the book also has a chapter on spells, naturally. For the spells, for those of you who are really, really, really tired of being shot by gunslingers, Bullet Ward. Yeah, take that. All right. Naturally, the book also contains awesome selection of new magic items. Is this the right page? Yeah, well, so this is a page of rings. This wasn't quite the page I wanted. The page I wanted had a magic item on it called Prey Finder, which was for the Slayer to track down his enemies and murder them. These are rings. Rings are cool. The book also contains an entire chapter that talks about how we design classes, the process by which we create and design our classes and archetypes. It's not a huge chapter. It's not a system like you find in the Advanced Race Guide. Instead, it's a bit more of a bunch of advice and tips about how we do things. And so you can see here the Blood Rager trying to decide between the Earthbreaker and Amiri's sword, you know. Sometimes that's a hard choice. What do I murder with? You dual wield those, that's obvious. Alright, so you guys have probably heard a great deal about the Advanced Class Guide. I want to tell you guys about some other books we have coming up. And for the first time ever, we're actually able to show off bits of the fall book here at Paizocon. The fall book this year is Monster Codex.
Yes!
So, let's say you want to run an entire adventure that features bugbears. And you're like, boy, bugbears are awesome. I'm going to run this whole adventure with bugbears, and I need bugbear fighters, and I need bugbear wizards, and I need bugbear chieftains, and I need the bugbear jester. No, there's no bugbear jester. He tells really terrible jokes. So this book does for 20 of our most iconic monsters what the NPC Codex did for all of our classes. We give you a bunch of new samples of those monsters. We give you more information on their ecology, their background. We then follow that up with a spread of new rules for the monster, archetypes, feats, and spells, and magic items. Depends on the monster, but we give you, unique things. And then that's followed up by, I think it's 8 pages, 8 or 10. 8 or 10 pages of stat blocks of those monsters. So for fire giants, which is what I've been showing you, by the way, of course, if you're going to face off against fire giants, you might run into the king and queen. Do not mess with these two. So the entire book is filled with these sorts of exciting sections. There's 20 of them in total. I'm going to take you guys through some of the art for some of the other sections, just to give you a taste of what else is in the book. Them some hobgoblins. So there's a section on hobgoblins. There's a section obviously on orcs. No surprises there.
Nice.
Gnolls. I really love the Lenoir armor on this guy. He's ready for business. Surprise of surprises. Goblins. I particularly enjoyed the frog talker here. Hey, how's it going? Alright, I promise I'll never do a frog imitation again. Alright. Remember those with bugbears? Yeah, instead of a jester, how about the bugbear flesh glut?
Yeah.
No, is that buffet still going on out there? Drop. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Yeah. So, in addition, that about wraps up Monster Codex. Monster Codex should be out in late October, I believe, if all goes according to plan. This exciting, I think it's 256-page book, will be coming out to you guys through stores and retails and your subscriptions later this year. Earlier this year, we had a book on our schedule called The Strategy Guide. This book is designed to help the new player at your table. We had to push it back. It's a hard book to make. We wanted to make sure we get it right. So we moved it back. It should come out late this year. And the strategy guide is really there to be the book you hand the new person at the table instead of having to have someone sit next to them and tell them everything they need to do. So, we all have that. We all, when you come in, you're new, you don't know stuff, and throwing a, 500-page core rulebook at them and going, it's easy, just read that. Can be a bit intimidating, right? It's easy. So the strategy guide is really there to be kind of your guidebook to the core rulebook. It walks you through how to make a character. It walks you through how combat works. It introduces and familiarizes you with a lot of the terms of the game. That way, when you're sitting on a table with everybody else, you at least get it. You can understand what everybody's saying. It's not like some weird alien language to you, which is kind of what it is when we sit around. I get a big armor class and then I attack and make a saving throw, and people will just glaze over. But this book is really here to help you kind of get through that barrier and understand the game. So that's the strategy guide. Comes out later this year. Last but not least. That did not go right. All right.
Keep going.
Oh, and coming in 2015. That was far fancier than I thought it was in the initial. I was just like, why is that not working? Yeah, no, good luck. So, next spring, we are releasing a book. Shock of shocks! I am happy to announce that in spring 2015, we will be releasing Pathfinder Unchained. This 256-page book is the rules team basically unchained. It's us going, what would we do with the game if we could do literally whatever we want, backwards compatibility be damned. This isn't a new game. It's individual systems you'll be able to plug into your game. Bits and pieces. You want a different way of doing actions on your turn instead of standards, moves, swifts, interrupts, we'll give you that system. You want a new version of the rogue? We'll give you that. You want a new version of the monk? That gets full base attack bonus. We'll give you that. You want a barbarian that's easier to run at the table? It'll be in there. You want a summoner that isn't the most horribly twisted and broken thing in the game? Yeah, I said it. It'll be an Unchained. There's also going to be a fun, exciting new system for creating monsters to do that easy and on the fly. There's going to be an exciting new representation of how magic items work in your game. This book is really just kind of a playground for us. Much of it will be optional. You'll be able to take little bits of it and put it in your game however you want. You can use parts or all of it for an entirely different experience. So that book is scheduled to come out in spring next year. That will be Pathfinder Unchained. And now, my section is done. And for a man with the most delicious blood in gaming,